system's not running. It only turns on the heater when it's in service mode. But if you turn the system in auto and turn on the filter pump, wait for it to turn on, we'll actually get a reading for the temperature. See, it's reading 20 degrees Fahrenheit. That's literally impossible because otherwise the pool will be frozen. Right now it gives me an error, so that we know for sure that the temp sensor is wrong. So it, or faulty. So that thing that
so
she
this
mentioned.
is it. So
Yeah.
this is temperature. You were right, Betty.
And we know the board is reading because it has a temp sensor for the air and we're reading 57, which makes sense for the weather. But the 20 degree makes no sense because 20 degree water is frozen.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's it.
As simple as that. Okay. Cool.
But bring the blue sensor.
We're gonna change the sensor.
Yeah, we'll change the sensor and then we'll check once it gets, we'll get an accurate reading on it. We're gonna change.
Okay.
But we'll test it first though.
So he's changing. Gonna
Let me
change
get
the sensor.
Let me get the sensor first. So I'll show you. We're gonna plug in a replacement sensor on it, but we'll have to plug the old one out.
And he knows which wire it is because he followed the line to the sensor. We'll show you in a minute.
Yeah. It's also labeled on the.
Okay. Are all of them labeled? Cause
Yeah, but some of them are just generic labels. But this one's not. This one's actually labeled as water sensor.
okay.
Put it in there. And this is just to test the actual board because it could also be a faulty board. Okay, there we go. Now, turn the breakers back on and then we'll get a reading on it.
Always remember to turn the breakers off first so you don't short anything out on the inside.
All right. Yep, see, reading 61.
Okay, it's really hard to read on this side.
Yeah, but it's 61 degrees on the air.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's pretty accurate.
Okay. So you think it is a sensor?
Yeah.
Okay.
At this point, we're almost 100%
Yeah.
sure.
And it doesn't say pool error anymore.
No,
either.
so it is a sensor.
Okay.
We'll turn the system back on. And then we'll put the sensor in.
Okay.
Oh, he was using that old one?
No, I was temporarily putting a new one just to be sure that.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Just to be sure it was the sensor itself and not the actual computer board. But it's not. It's just a sensor.
Okay, so now he took that out because he has to put the wire underneath
Run around.
So what he's doing over here is taking the sensor out of the pipe, and then he can like follow the white wire all the way over, and actually it's gonna be black now.
Yep.
That's how you know which wire it is. Obviously, you follow the wire from the sensor that he's taking out right now. So you know which one to look in the inside of the panel, the control box.
And this is the original sensor. It's quite old, actually. It's probably, I would say, at least 10 years old. So so they do last quite a while. Here, Chris. Go ahead and mount it, and then.
Okay, so then he's in it. Let's see if I can get.
Should I remove this old O-ring?
Yeah, go ahead and remove the old
Because
O-ring.
it already has an existing.
Yeah, it already has another.
I hope you guys got that. There's an old O-ring, but there's a new O-ring on the new sensor. There it is. See, thank you.
Little tight squeeze.
Yeah.
If it's too
I could
tight,
open it a little bit
if
more.
it's too tight, go ahead and get the step bit
Yeah.
so it doesn't get this.
Yeah, so sometimes what happens with the new ones, if they're a little bit larger, then this hole here has to be expanded. What bit?
Just a step bit. I think on that it's a 3/8 hole.
Yeah, so he's just gonna widen the hole a little bit, 'cause otherwise if you try to force the thermostat in, then you can break it, and the sensor.
Let me see. Get the yellow bit.
So he's using this cone-like thing. What's that called?
It's a step bit,
Step bit.
which is perfect for this job.
Just to shave a little tiny bit, just to shave a little bit off,
Yeah.
so this will slide in easier.
Yep.
Better.
There you go, look at that. And then the band goes around it again. Clamp it down. Yeah, and you don't want to put the screw on or the nut on the top, so you want to see how he has the band over that part. Okay, so that's in. Let me know when you're gonna put
Well,
that
I'm
aside.
gonna get some pliers.
Okay.
Let me get the pliers, Chris. I'm gonna cut the axis.
Tight fit in here.
It is. I'm gonna cut the excess instead of leaving it looping right here. I'll just leave it actually nicely, so it'll be a little cleaner and stuff. So the old sensor, it's just probably like cut it off.
Yeah.
Cut it off.
Mm.
Switch up the old ones.
I might have to cut the.
The
zip ties
zip
off.
ties? That's
Yeah, you
okay.
can-
Yeah, just run your zip ties to it.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna run the sensor and then you can just run zip ties to it. So just make sure it's ran through where it's supposed to be. It's just so it's not a mess.
Yeah. So instead of having a whole bunch of extra wires, you're just pulling it
Yeah.
through, and then he's gonna cut off,
Yeah.
you know, a little bit at the end and put it in
Yeah.
like he did before.
Yeah. So the sensor's obviously too long.
Yeah.
So we'll cut it to length, so it's
Yeah.
not like a bunch of wire
Mhm.
around here. It's just nice and neat.
Yeah.
It's better than.
I guess some zip ties.
Yeah. So then we'll get the zip ties and start zipping it up and then put it in. I'll measure it up. Let's see. Okay. You got it. You got right about the right length. So here, literally, there's no need to get it any longer than that.
Mhm.
Like any longer, it's just a bunch of wire dangling in there.
And then he's gonna splice, you know, cut the
Yeah.
tip off.
Oh. There you go. And just peel it just a quarter of an inch or so. There you go. It's just you have to be careful not to cut the actual wire because it's very
they're
thin.
really, yeah,
It's really thin.
really, really thin.
Yeah, but you just peel about a quarter of an
Yeah.
inch
Okay.
and it goes back on the same spot. And after I put these on, I always give it a little tug, just
Yeah.
make sure it's not actual
Yeah,
loose.
that's a good idea.
Yeah, but sometimes you can put it in and then actually not go in the actual, and then you just pull it out and they come out.
Mm-hmm.
This, just hold it in. I'm just gonna use this because I already have it in hand. And this,
Did you pull it?
yeah, it's already at length. You know, it's already there, so you just have to zip tie it up. This one
Right,
you can
but-
pull it out.
No, that's what I'm trying
Okay, this I'll pull it off.
to do.
Oh, it's because I got stuck in there.
I mean, can you leave it if it's hard to get out? Just
No, it's already
leave the
great
old-
getting out.
Okay.
Yeah, we just get rid of the old wire because then it accumulates old wiring in
Yeah.
there, and then it
And
just,
people get confused with.
it turns into a rat's nest. Cleaner's better.
Yep,
There you go.
I agree.
Same thing with, like, for example, this sensor was originally for the Compool system. It's a different sensor, so that's why it has a new. I mean, that's really obsolete.
Yeah.
You know,
Okay.
I'm not gonna remove something.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And yeah, the sensor was actually damaged. You can see the jacket itself is off of it.
Oh,
There's supposed to be a
wow.
complete jacket on. Yeah.
Yeah, great call.
She,
And actually, Betty called it.
she called it.
Yeah,
She
did.
called it before.
She
anything.
sent me the link,
it?
and I said, I'm sorry, I don't have time. I'm gonna let Alberto do this. So they're just
Just tying it so the
Tying
wires are
there,
not.
so,
These are
yeah.
low voltage wires, but it's always just better to secure them so that
Mhm.
nobody trips over them.
Yeah,
That's really pretty much it.
okay.
Well,
We'll do that one over there.
That's already good enough. There's no walkway.
Okay. Perfecto.
Awesome. And that should be it. If we go to the, if I turn on the system now,
Yeah.
even in service, should give us a reading for the pool. But since we're testing it in auto, let's go ahead and put it back in auto.
what are these over there?
5:31 p.m. I think the time's off. That's why the pump's off. So we'll adjust that right now.
Okay.
What time is it, Chris? Right now?
Well, what's this going to?
That's the sensor.
Sorry about this, you guys.
Is it?
Yeah.
Because there's a couple wires here that are spliced.
Oh, there used to be other sensors.
Oh.
It's not the first time
See,
they
that's what
changed.
you're talking about. That's why you pull the wires.
Yeah, but those
it's
are probably for the
Oh,
original
yeah.
Compool.
3 or 4.
Yeah, 3 or 4.
Yeah.
Okay.
So he's changing the time on this.
Yeah, just because the time. Time's right.
Yeah.
2024. So it is holding time. It's just the
Oh,
time's
good.
off. It is 1.
So those wires that were cut,
Yeah.
that was something
3.
else. Okay, I thought
Yeah.
something broke. I thought.
No, there's like this is not the
We're
original
just-
automation.
Can you cut those off and then we'll have to look at them again? Thank you, because I couldn't figure out what does this do?
Yeah, they're part of the old system. So at some point they either replaced actuators or sensors, and they just kept the old wires. But I at least
See, that's why you guys clean
we
them
don't
up.
like to.
Yeah.
At least what we install,
Yeah.
make sure it's cleaner. Because then you end up with
Yeah.
which is fine. They are low voltage wires. It's not like, but
Wire.
all right, let's
back in
reset
auto.
system. I'm gonna reset system so just to make sure the 3 or 5 holding time auto pump should kick in a minute.
Well, it's set to come on, to go off at 3, I think.
Okay, so that's why
Yeah,
it's
that's
off.
why it's not coming on.
Okay, we can manually turn it on though.
Yeah.
So it's getting reading of 51, which should be about right for this weather.
Yeah.
Most pools I've seen is between 49 and 53.
Yeah.
Ours is like, yeah, sounds about right.
Okay, so the whole point of us coming here is to change that sensor right there and to get the heater on, because it was only coming on in timeout in service. So now you can hear the heater firing up. Good.
Get all the
Rotor,
bits in?
jack